Chapter 592. A new day had dawned. Before the cavalry headquarters, carriages laden with stacks of applications had lined up even before the morning sun had risen. The shouts of members who had rushed over without even washing their faces filled the training ground, echoing behind laborers busily moving boxes of applications. Despite winter, robust cries unabatedly filled the air, accompanied by sporadic small explosions. The scene flowed like interlocking gears, brimming with energy. Two men sat in a carriage at the end of the line, watching the bustling spectacle. The young man, adorned in a luxury hat and coat, wearing glasses, sat beside an elderly man, serving him respectfully. Though they appeared to be just under Noble and his dignified butler, they were in fact Emperor Calusa Lahore and his chief attendant Gulliver. Both had disguised their appearances through magic artifacts. The line of carriages ahead doesn't seem to be moving fast. I hope you're not too bored, said Gulliver. It's fine. Watching the training is more interesting than I thought. The atmosphere is a bit too intense though, the Emperor responded. The scene beyond the mental fence of the training ground was indeed ferocious. Two teams were engaged in a game vying for control of a single red ball. The intense struggle more closely resembled a brawl than a training exercise, as men covered in dirt and grime flew at each other with a vengeance. One of the members managed to snatch the red ball and began to run like a wild beast on all fours. Immediately, others chased after him. A shower of light arrows suddenly rained down between them, causing the ground to explode. The one who had fired the arrows was a team member wearing the same colored armor as the one holding the ball. Dirt flying in all directions was deflated by an invisible shield, while a sharp wind blew away lingering flames. Harsh criticisms and shouts ripped through the air. Watching this ferocious spectacle, the Emperor took a sip of the warm tea that Gulliver had prepared. A small magic heater ensured the inside of the carriage remained cozy. As the carriage wheels slowly turned, the view outside the window shifted accordingly. The Emperor's gaze wandered toward the grand structure appearing beyond the entrance of the cavalry headquarters. Just like Kishir's taste, he mused. Before the building had been erected, the Emperor had seen the drawings Kishir had personally designed and brought forward. Even though much time had passed since the cavalry had been established, the image had lingered in the Emperor's mind. Seeing it come to life was somewhat surreal. Your Majesty, once this place is built, please visit at least once. Kishir had pleaded during the time when debates over the establishment of the cavalry raged among the nobility. Back then, the Emperor had considered the possibility that he might die without ever seeing the building. Up until recently, that thought had not changed. Yet now, he sat there without any pain, physically witnessing the building of the cavalry headquarters. Who could understand the freedom, the miraculous novelty that this realization bestowed upon him? Knock, knock. Just then, a knock came from outside the carriage. The line of carriages that had been in front had disappeared, leaving the Emperor's carriage at the forefront. When Gulliver opened the door, a chilly wind rushed in. The Emperor locked eyes with a cavalry member standing upright in a neat black uniform. The man had pale skin and black hair, and he stood there in the cold as if he were a glass figure, devoid of any emotional fluctuation. He bowed his head in greeting. Is it the Count Elliot who is scheduled to visit the cavalry today? Yes, that's correct. The steward answered on behalf of the Count. My name is Uther Ale, the assistant to the commander of the cavalry. Please refer to me as Sir Ale. On behalf of the cavalry and its commander, I extend a warm welcome to our guests. The name Count Elliot was of course an alias. Despite knowing that the Emperor had come in disguise, Uther's unflappable demeanor was strikingly bold. Impressed by Uther's composure, the Emperor descended from the carriage, supported by his attendant. The view of the cavalry was far more splendid up close than it had seemed from within the carriage. Unconsciously, the emperor muttered as he looked up at the building. Indeed, this is a cavalry. Correct, Count Elliot. The entirety of the cavalry is open to you. If there is any place you would like to visit or anything you are curious about while you are here, please feel free to ask. Yudhar's polite response seemed to lift the emperor's mood. Perhaps he'd been waiting for it. Very well, thanks for taking time from your busy schedule, Sir Ale. The emperor cheerfully took the lead, and Yudhar and the attendant followed him into the main entrance. Yudhar guided the disguised emperor throughout the various areas of the cavalry. The emperor, who must have largely recovered his stamina by now, showed no signs of fatigue. When something caught his eye, he would pause to observe it or ask questions without hesitation. He appeared more like an elegant young scholar engrossed in his studies than the ruler of a nation. What are these chain-like objects used for? They are weights that our members wear on their limbs to build strength. And those plants growing out of the walls indoors? They are medicinal herbs cultivated by our medical division pharmacist. I have never seen such herbs before. Thinking about it, Emperor Kachian in his previous life had never toured the cavalry this way. The meticulous attention of Emperor Kalusa, who spared no detail, reminded Yudhar that he was indeed Kishirskin. Even if the emperor had known what the cavalry was like from letters and various information, seeing it in person must have been a different experience. Having satisfied his curiosity, the emperor eventually went to meet Napoleon, a kitten that had become something of a local celebrity in the central corridor of the unit. Is this kitten truly Napoleon Fontaine, the fifth son of the Taine family? Yes, that's correct. I wouldn't know just by looking. As the emperor mumbled, the kitten, perched on the railing, briefly opened its green eyes and perked up its ears. Recognizing the awakener, the kitten wound its tiny tail around Yudhar's hand before letting go. Oh, so freaking cute! Ah, hello. Is that a greeting? The emperor asked curiously. In the words of first son Pruel, yes. He said it's good to respond, so I have been. Others in the cavalry also reciprocate the greeting. Yudhar replied, implying that he was not the only one who returned the peculiar greeting. The corners of the emperor's mouth twitched up slightly in amusement. The attendant couldn't help but laugh outright. The cavalry is indeed a fascinating place, a place where you must reciprocate a kitten's greeting, huh? At that moment, Napoleon flicked its tail toward the palm of the emperor. Are you trying to greet me now? Yes, you might need to come a little closer. I wonder if it's advisable. Emperor Kalusa hesitated briefly before taking a step closer and extending the back of his hand toward the cat. Napoleon curled its tail around the emperor's wrist for a moment before releasing it. Breaking the brief silence, the emperor slowly opened his mouth to respond. Greeting each other is a good thing. May your day be always filled with blessings. Napoleon tilted its head and let out a soft meow. It was amusing to see a fully grown man solemnly and warmly greeting a cat the size of his palm, yet the atmosphere around them grew warmer. You're not greeting me, I see? I can return greetings well too, Oliver chuckled. Napoleon is fond of awakeners and keeps its distance from others. How fascinating to be able to discern that. Just then, footsteps echoed from downstairs, revealing the presence of someone. Ever and Kana ascended side by side, stopping in surprise when they saw Yudhar and the emperor's entourage. Yudhar? Yudhar briefly explained that he was escorting a visitor to the cavalry without mentioning the emperor's name. Ah, I see. Accepting the explanation, they both nodded, then took out what appeared to be a homemade cushion from their bag and placed it on the stair railing. Look, Nippy, your favorite red cushion. Ever made it new? Do you like it? The cat, which had recently shown increased interest in new objects, got up from its spot and moved to the new cushion. It rubbed its body against the cushion and let out a tiny mew, causing Ever to smile slightly. It looks like it likes it. That's good. We will be going then, Yudhir. See you later. After the two left and some time had passed, the Emperor spoke again. Those two were deputy commanders for Shin and Jung divisions, weren't they? Yes, that's correct. Even in the presence of a stranger, there is no sense of guard or retreat. Is this the usual atmosphere here? Watching Niplin reach out its paws as if trying to grab something from the air, Yudhir gave a slight nod. Yes. Such an atmosphere cannot be artificially created. The commander's capability is truly remarkable. Though his expression remained largely unchanged, Yudhir sensed that the Emperor was in quite a good mood. The Emperor gazed at the cushion where Niplin lay for a moment before declaring that he would like to get down to the day's agenda. They headed to an indoor training room that Yudhir had previously reserved. We will be training together in this room. Smaller than I thought. Will others not enter? This indoor training room is reserved for specific individuals. So, for the next 3 hours, no one else will come. 3 hours, huh? Sir Oliver, please wait outside. During the training, I would prefer that the other attendants not enter as well. To the outside eye, the Emperor was accompanied only by a single chief attendant. However, Yudhir sensed the presence of about 5 hidden knights. Casually revealing this awareness, the older chief attendant's eyes sharpened. As expected from Baron Ale, understood, sir. Retreating, his gaze carried a sense of trust and satisfaction toward Yudhir. Let's get started then. Please have a seat here. As commanded by Yudhir, he took a seat in the chair. Yudhir pulled another chair closer so they could face each other. After briefly examining the Emperor's transformed face, Yudhir was the first to speak. How are you feeling today? Compared to before, quite well. I have no pains. That's good to hear. Although we call it training, I have no idea how to refine such an ability. What method will you choose? The abilities of Count Elliot can be categorized as Jung if we were to sort them into the cavalry divisions. It's the ability to read information through a medium. It wasn't like Kana, who could directly read information from the subject she touched. However, he could hear distant conversations and see his surroundings through an object imbued with his power. It was an ability with enormous potential. To stabilize and further develop your power, the first step is to accurately gauge your current level and limitations. That's what we will focus on today. Current level and limitations, you say? You may find it physically demanding. If you feel it's too difficult, you can stop at any time. Very well, I'm looking forward to it. Then first, let me get the materials ready. As Yudhir extended his hand, miscellaneous items in the training room began to tremble as if caught in the wind. Soaring into the air as if drawn by telekinesis, they silently arranged themselves neatly on the table. The Emperor was secretly a bit astonished. To manipulate objects so delicately with just wind, even a skilled wind mage would find this challenging. Count, I have heard you have only imbued your power into 1 or 2 items momentarily. Is that correct? That's right. Would you now imbue your power into all of these objects? All of them? Yes, not a single one should be left out. The demonic trainer of the cavalry issued the Emperor his first training task,